Losing control of your nude images online is terrifying. And if you're a teen, it may feel impossible to reverse it. Well, you can't go back in time and unsend. We can help you move forward.
So this is a really interesting tool being rolled out called Take It Down, a tool designed to help some people in certain situations when photos, that explicit photos they don't want on the internet are out there, to potentially get them taken down. It's operated by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, funded in part by Meta Platforms. So for once, Meta has done something that I don't hate. In any event, it is limited in some ways, as we're gonna discuss. But to give you an idea of the extent of the problem that it's trying to help with, this group saw an increase in reports of online exploitation of children. They received nearly 30 million reports in 2021 alone, up 35% from the year before. So here is what the platform is designed to do, this tool, Take It Down. It operates with participating platforms to create what's considered to be a digital fingerprint of an individual image. They call it a hash. That goes into a database, and the tech companies that have agreed to participate in the project remove the images from their services. So if you can provide this hash, then they go, and all of the services that are participating will take down the images that match that hash. So far, participating platforms include Instagram, Facebook, Yubo, OnlyFans, and Pornhub. So some of these are very large platforms, but it's also a limited number of those so far. And like if you take an image from one of those places and then put it somewhere else, it's not gonna fix that necessarily. And also, if you alter the original image in a variety of different ways, that would then need a new hash, and you can rapidly have trouble, tracking down all the potential changes that can happen to these things. So this is by no means an all-encompassing solution to the problem of these images or videos getting out there, but at least it is good to see that some money is being put into trying to solve this, because I know a lot of people are very worried about what effect this could have on their life. Sabrina, what do you think?
No, yeah, I think it's a great start. I have a little bit of concern that a private company is involved. I mean, granted, that's the reason why I exist, so that's nice. But I mean, Meta hasn't exactly been the most secure in the past. So I don't know. I would just wonder how they would go about this, like who is on their team, like going through this. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little sketched out by it. I think it's a good thing, but yeah, it's a good idea in theory. So we'll see how it works.
Again, there's lots of reasons to potentially be worried about privacy. I totally agree. In this particular case, the reason they use that hash, the digital fingerprint, is that you are not yourself sharing the image itself, just the hash that theoretically cannot be used to generate the image again. So at least you don't have to fear that potentially being hacked and spread. But the internet's a complex place, we'll have to see. In any event, I think more and more people are sharing more and more information, and I understand some people's solution will be just to say, well, don't do that. Okay, I mean, that you could say something like that to almost any societal problem. That doesn't actually fix it in practice. So there needs to be more, I guess, more innovative ways of dealing with it, tech ways of dealing with it. Hopefully some societal growth where if an image like this gets out, it doesn't have to seem like a death sentence to you, that maybe we don't freak out so much about having access to people's images. Maybe like if there wasn't a feeding frenzy every time a celebrity's like cell phone was hacked, maybe that would improve the situation a little bit too. So I think there's a lot of potential solutions to this. Tech is going to be a part of it, so I'm glad they're working on it.
Well, that, and also, I know you mentioned like some people would say like, oh, well, just don't take these pictures. That's not always the case. Like a lot of the time, this happens to a lot of female creators where people will Photoshop you to look naked, or like deep fake porn exists as well. And these mostly women don't want this stuff out there because like brands or something, or even just their audience, they're not going to know whether it's like fake or not. So you can report it as much as you want, but it doesn't always get it taken down. So if that could also be applied to stuff like this, I think that would actually be a good thing.
That is a great point, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I really hope that it does, because there was even, I forget the names involved, but there was like a Twitch scandal around this recently of someone that had been found involving that. So yes, that definitely has to be a part of this too.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.